anybody need a refresher of kind of some of the major events from the first part, or does everybody feel pretty good about what happened in part one?
I think Cassie should review the last session.
Oh no.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. So what happened last session was Ava left and watched the party die from a distance.
All right, thank you.
That's a good point, though. Does anybody want to give an update on how the siege on
Nope, she
not
wasn't
winter
there.
hold ended? Already put it in a different folder. Skyreach, Skyhold,
Is he
Skyreach.
Skyhold?
Wild
Skyreach. Yeah, it was
place.
Skyreach.
Skyreach?
Yeah, Skyreach Castle. Anybody want to give us a conclusion on that? Point of inspiration, whoever does.
Okay.
It's like I burned through like 6 last time.
Yeah. Most of the party, we were fighting Resmir. We kind of threw Ray in to face her one-on-one. She didn't manage to live.
Kill cash in too.
Yeah.
We're
So
talking
we're-
about the fucking bacon, that
yeah,
part?
yeah. Some
Okay,
Kilcash's breakfast got thrown into her room, right onto the carpet. So pretty much me, Kilcash, and Ray were fighting Resmir and her like dog things and the drakes, and then Squeeb was fighting a carpet, and
Nice.
No, don't do me like that. It
yeah,
was very tough.
Squeeb almost died to a carpet, and then we were pretty much kicking the crap out of Resmir, and then she called for help, and it was like the Red Wizard's boss, like the Red Wizard. I'll say that I think I've met him too, but
Barajas was the one that y'all have met a couple times.
yeah, but I guess
His
it was
Red Wizard of
his
Fae.
name was
yeah.
His name was Wrath Modar.
So we versed his
no.
boss, and Resmir died, but he escaped, just like flew away or teleported, and I think like flew away or something, and then we tried to return to Blagothkis, who was fighting the dragon, but I know it was kind of rushed too. That session because I had to get going, so we just kind of like came back as the dragon was flying away.
Yeah, essentially the way I think we said it, so there's a white dragon that was essentially fighting Blagothkis and all his forces. I think one of the stone giants with him had already been knocked out. The other was looking very bloodied. Blagothkis was kind of on the front lines fighting. There were a couple ogres standing, but many of them had already been killed. Upon seeing the rest of y'all come, the dragon realized that, like, shit, they came from downstairs. I can assume that means, like, some of the other cultist forces had been defeated, so decided to take off and fly away to fight another day. Yeah, so that's how that ended. Essentially, I'll say the Blagothkis agreed to sort of fly each of y'all to wherever y'all wanted to drop off on. Y'all had your whole time skip thing. Since that time, he's traveled far to the north in Skyreach Castle, up to sort of the spine of the world, which you can see at the very top part up here. Apparently, he said he was off to find some giants and try and convince them of the oncoming threat. But then each of y'all spent your time. I think some of y'all had color in terms of what you're doing, particularly Sony. Seb, Cassie, y'all sort of described what y'all were doing in your free time. Muffin, I think we talked a little bit about you training with Blagothkis, but then I think we changed that because you were going to get a different magic item. Instead, you sought out somebody to help remove the curse from that sword. So I'll say I've told this to Cassie for sure, but Sab, I know one of the things you were doing was spending time with all the different people who are like the were creatures and the ranger in black. And you essentially used that to like find more information about the cult. I'm still determining exactly how that will implement into it, but essentially like there'll be a delayed payoff as a result of that. again, since this part 2 is about like making choices about who you go and help and balancing factions, it will be like a really big benefit essentially later on in this part of the campaign. Sound good?
Yes.
Cool.
Yep.
All right. So I'll say we'll go ahead and start playing now then, unless anybody has any other questions.
Did I break the curse then, or am I still working
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that?
Yeah, your sword is working. He has
Yay.
become no less evil, but at least not trying to take over you now. He's essentially he's now a holy devout follower of the blood god, who seeks offerings of blood. But he actively is working with you to get those offerings.
Gotcha.
So he's still a little crazy. He's still a little crazy, still a little
It's
evil.
a little
but
crazy, but he doesn't take me over.
yeah, at least he's not taking you over.
And one more thing, then we can like, what happened when I improved my brew skills? Like, did I gain anything, or just I improved them better?
I thought we did something else.
No, we did part of the thing on the quest thing. We worked on the sword, breaking the curse, and then I was working on my brew skills. We did both of those.
Is that what it was? Because I thought we had like improved a feat or something. Did we not do that?
No, not. No, I don't think I
Sorry, we can
did.
talk offline after this and make
Yeah,
sure
that's
we've
fine.
got it right.
Yep.
Um,
Okay, that's it for me.
okay. Because you also didn't do the racial improvement, did you?
Racial improvement? What do you mean?
Oh no, yeah, you did strengthen hobby. You're right. So we just need to talk.
Yeah, we'll talk after a session.
Cool. Okay. So essentially I'll say each of y'all are in your various different parts of the Sword Coast. Some of y'all are together, some apart. But each of you are walking out one morning when a raven appears in front of you all with a little scroll in its mouth, and it sort of drops the scroll at y'all's feet. And then, in a very human voice, it just opens its mouth. You recognize it's actually Leosin's voice, essentially coming through these ravens, and says, calling all Skag members back to Waterdeep. The first session of the Council of Waterdeep will be occurring in 3 days. Please return to Waterdeep. A teleport scroll has been provided. And then it drops the scroll at y'all's feet and then flies off.
Okay, that's just too fat for the scroll.
Upon unrolling the scroll, y'all do indeed see that it's a magic scroll. For those of y'all that are more magically inclined, you realize that it's a scroll of teleportation. For those of you that are less magically inclined, you kind of look at it, hold it up to the light in a couple different directions before the magic activates, and each of you arrives in Waterdeep. Probably at separate times during the day. We'll say y'all arrive sort of at different points in time. You'll arrive in a large administrative building towards the top of the city. And from there, as you'll exit the building and look down the steps at the lower city, you can still see where there's a crater where the bank used to be.
I was gonna say, are they even allowed back in town?
Still scarred. Yes. I'll say like Leosin let y'all know as well. Like y'all are off the hook for the crime. But the city itself still remembers.
The city.
Even if y'all have been forgiven for it. Leosin also essentially told y'all to meet up at a tavern nearby. There was one nearby the Skag headquarters that y'all had stayed at before. So it'd be somewhere y'all recognize. So I will. He said he wouldn't be there, but a representative would meet you all there. So I'm going to go ahead and drop y'all at the tavern and we'll get started. All right. Can everybody roll me a raw d20?
Ross D20.
The slash or exclamation point.
13
Whoa.
slash.
Killcash is balling.
I got nat 20.
Holy crap. All right, Killcash, you get there super early. Can you drop your character onto the map, please?
Yeah, 1 second.
And let us know. So you arrive well ahead of time. Perhaps because
Why
of
am I
your love of
massive?
brewing, you were willing to arrive at noon to start drinking early.
Alcoholic.
Yeah. Yes. After what I've been through, I need my beer in the morning.
All right. Next, we're going to do Squeeb. So I guess we'll say Killcash, you're at the bar. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Okay. Squeeb arrives next. What is Squeeb doing? What is he squabbing?
Oh my god, is that Killcash?
Oh my goodness. Is that Mr. Poop Nose?
No, that's you
I was
putting
expecting you to
face.
say brother, but that's all right. Is that poop nose?
Does Killcash look any different? How long have we been apart?
It's been about 8 months, so better part of a year.
Bro's got a full-on beard trust.
But it's not on my face.
Funny enough, he almost had a magic item that had a 50-50 chance of like having a beard grow every day. Okay, are you gonna go sit up with him at the bar or grab some food at a table? What are your thoughts?
I'll bring him some food that I brought on my travels, like drink with at the bar.
You got rat bread?
Improved rat bread. It's a rat sandwich now.
Ooh. Oh,
Ooh.
damn. Lettuce, tomato.
There you go. Give it a try. Did you
Tastes
improve
like
your
ass.
ale?
Yes. Have a
Tastes like
drink.
shit.
As y'all are talking, a bard enters the room across from y'all, like over in this direction. I'm gonna call this like a stage, and begins performing. It looks like a
Ooh, you suck.
looks like a blue dragonborn woman, but her scales like shine a bit more than the blue dragonborn y'all ran into before. I think y'all ran into one at the hatchery. And she has quite like a sleek build, kind of understandable for a bard, but unusual perhaps for a dragonborn. Okay, y'all are having that conversation. Next is Ray.
I'll pull up and I'll sit next to Killcash.
Okay.
I walk past Squeeb, who's just talking to him from the front door, not walking any farther in.
Hey.
Very cool. Are you grabbing some food, getting a drink?
Yeah, getting a drink, watching Killcash, probably about to give this guy a hard time behind the bar.
We'll give him a hard time, all right.
I probably come in already trying to cut him off. Probably like halfway through his first beer.
Killcash, why's your wiener out?
Come here, squab.
Aren't
So
you
you're talking to
brothers?
bartender.
Yeah.
And then Ray scoots one seat over after he says that.
Some yaoi action going on here.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Okay, at this part, at this point, the music picks up, and a small crowd has actually arrived next to the bard, and y'all recall that y'all actually don't know who you're supposed to meet here, which is a bit awkward. But as y'all are thinking that, our last party member shows up. Sarah, what are you doing?
Just walk in, take a look around. I think I set my eyes, like I notice the Rimbucksh's Killcash over there. So I sit right over here. Oh, sorry, I forgot to drag my character.
Social distancing.
Racist white dragonborn, get out of here.
And I'll just be listening to the bard's music.
Okay. The bard gives you a little nod and a smile, but continues their song as a couple people throw some gold pieces in a little bowl that she had placed in front of her. Kilcash will say like,
Ava see that.
yeah, for real. The tavern keep seems to just sort of be humming and like tapping his feet to the tune. Everybody seems to be pretty pleased. He's been serving you drinks all day, so he's also happy that he's got a good customer in there.
Me, a good customer? I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, it's not like you're getting those drinks for free. Remind me to reduce your gold count by 50. No, I'm just kidding.
This girl to my left says she's picking up my tab.
Oh, look at that.
Well-
What a kind ASMR lady
and-
here.
Until he finds out that I was already putting my beers on his tab.
What a kind dragonborn man.
The black
One of you
dragonborn
is
behind
paying
me.
for this.
No, actually, the white dragonborn sitting closest to the bard said she's taking my tab.
Oh, lovely. Thank you. That'll be 500 gold.
Excuse me? What?
They've been eating and drinking all day. I know you just arrived, but your friends here said you're busy. Okay, cool. At this point, y'all get sort of a woman enters. Let me grab her real quick. As the song begins to conclude, a woman enters. Where is she? A half-elf woman in somewhat regal gear comes into the room. Seems to recognize each of you, and sort of gives each of y'all a motion, though somewhat stealthily, to sort of follow her to the back of the room.
Look, usually you gotta pay me to do it with you, okay?
So as she motions to each of y'all, I'll just say she kind of gives you a look, motions. Do the rest of you all follow?
I'm gonna follow, but as I like walk past the bard, I'll drop 1 gold piece into like their pot.
Oh, lovely.
I'll follow as well, and then I look at the bard and give her a wink and a smooch.
She smiles as she wraps up her song with a little blush. She goes, "Oh, thank you for your patronage, sir."
Patronage? What are you talking about? I
Didn't you
put
give
any
her a gold
in.
piece? Oh, no?
Hell no, I'm cheap.
Oh, in that case, I'll say she holds out the bowl to you and says something along the lines of, "Oh, did you enjoy the song, sir?"
I just look at side glancer and just flip a gold coin into a thing.
To which she grins and gives you a little curtsy. Okay, so you're gonna walk past. Are you sitting at the table
Right here.
already, Muffin? You're gonna sit
Yeah, I'll
over
sit up in the corner. Yeah.
there. Okay. Yeah, each of y'all just show me where you're sitting at the table.
Squab.
I'm squabbing.
And there's Ava in the window looking in.
Hello there.
Wait, oh, is she on the map?
No, she's
Oh, I
not.
thought she was on there earlier, so I was like, crap, did I forget to delete everybody off there?
Because I went in to go steal
Over, taking the
Okay.
entire
the
bench.
thing.
Yeah. At this point, y'all all sit down, and the woman turns to the bar and says, "Well, aren't you coming?" And at this point, Cassie, why don't you introduce your new character?
Yes, I'm on my way. I am a. Well, how much should I explain of her?
As much as you want, or as
Oh.
little as you want.
All right. Well,
Who are you?
obviously, she's a bard, and she is. When you get a closer look, she is in purple hue. She's an amethyst dragonborn.
Whoa.
That's about all you know of her right now.
Give me my gold back, you thief.
Nah, nah, nah. You paid fair and square. Also, how much money did I make from that?
$1.
We'll
It
say
was
2
just kill
gold.
cash.
Well, you got for sure 2 gold there. We'll say how about 5 gold pieces in total.
Beautiful.
Awesome. So at this point, the woman turns to you all and says, "Thank you for coming. I assume you'd heard that Leosin wasn't going to be able to make it to this meeting."
Leosin.
Because yes,
Huh?
Leosin Erlanthar, the one who sent you all the teleport scroll and the note.
Yes.
Bird.
Uh, this is the first time we've met, but I'm a fellow member of the Harpers. You can call me Lady Silmerhelve. Leosin sent me to sort of collect you all, prepare you all for the session. What all have y'all heard of the cultist activities since y'all took over at the castle?
Nothing.
Not too much. Please tell us.
Well, so some of y'all will have heard some information, but again, since I haven't fully implemented that, fair that y'all haven't heard anything. Well, like you had said in the message, the council is going to begin meeting here at the beginning. Our current leader of the Harpers has found some disturbing information about potentially one of the locations of one of the other wyrmspeakers. You see, her husband was actually assassinated by the cult recently, and she spent essentially all of our resources towards finding this person. She's desperate for help, but at the same time, there seems to be some magic artifact in the north that's beginning to sound. I don't know much of it. All I can tell you is that it's a bad sign. It's essentially the cultists are using to signal the coming of Tiamat. It seems the rituals may have begun. Blagothkus actually sent us an artifact to help us track the passing of this ritual. He had found it in the north, an old ancient relic of the giants. It's with the council now. So my hope is that we'll be able to talk about that. I can spread some more information with the rest of the alliance. But any questions besides that?
Yeah, I need another refill over here. Can you give me one?
And questions about
I
the
think I can
topic at
cover
hand.
that. I'm
You
gonna
asked if any
take-
questions. I said, "Can you give me a refill?" Question. Boom.
I think I can handle that. I'm gonna take out a
Kilcash has been spending too much
magic
time with the ogres, I
item.
see.
from my bag, and I'm going to use it to pour mead into your cup.
Yay!
And then I put the magic item back away.
Wait a
Wee.
minute. I know that mug.
Very
Oh.
strong.
Got
Yeah,
my
Kilcash,
eye
you
on
you do recognize this is the same mug that Ava had when y'all were working security that she had taken.
Are you Ava?
No, not quite. But
Huh?
I do know her.
Whoa, she
We are friends.
transitioned in D&D.
Hey, your friend promised to get that mug for me, so I need you to hand it over.
Oh, from what
Your
I've
friend.
heard from her, that was not quite the story.
Hold on, make a
Yeah, well, your
deception check.
friend's a thief. She always changes the story.
Well, yes, she is a thief. She's a rogue.
It's kind of what they do.
Give me my magic item. I was paying good money for that. Please.
And how much did you say
Please.
you'd pay for it?
I was half drunk and hungover. I cannot remember full details.
Well, I guess we'll have to work out the details after.
$100 million.
You better not forget. I got my eye on you, Missy. Okay.
Awesome.
That's
Well,
all.
if no questions, I'm gonna keep forgetting her. Lady Silmerhelve essentially nods, gives you all instructions that to sort of rest the night. The council meeting at this point is tomorrow. If you all can essentially meet back at this administrative building at around, trying to think, but let's call it an hour before sunset. Then y'all can meet there and they'll go to the council meeting. Cool.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Cool. All right. We will go to that. I'm going to take us to this old map room to use for that. Again, maps aren't perfect. This isn't a full representation of it, but in the meantime, I'm trying to find like a what's the word I'm looking for? Okay, a round table for a bunch of people to sit at. But if y'all want to put your folks up here by the map, you can say that y'all essentially meet in this room with a bunch of other folks. So I'm going to draw a few people in here.
On our way walking over here, my character will do a little bit more explaining. Her name's Valerica. She is still a member of the Zentarum. She was sent here on Ava's behalf. Well, Ava's busy with another mission, so she took the mission since she knows Ava. And she got to hear all the stories of you guys. She's also here to make sure you guys don't do anything too stupid and
Very fair.
fulfill the mission.
No,
Where's
never.
Ava?
She's on a mission
To
somewhere
where?
else.
Go on.
Somewhere else.
Go on.
That's it. I can't
Alright.
explain anymore.
Let's
Go
get this meeting
on.
underway. I need to get back to drinking.
Sorry, there's a lot of people. So yeah,
This is the Lord's Alliance? Or is this just the members of Waterdeep?
this is the Council of Waterdeep.
Okay.
So this is the first meeting of the full council. Some of these people I don't have pictures for yet, and some of them I haven't even brought in yet.
Is Grallo here or is he off doing something?
Busy being bald.
He's off doing stuff. Leosin notably isn't here. When Lady Silmerhelve leads y'all up here, she essentially gives you a rundown of the different people involved. And I'll just say this kind of above table as a reminder. The main four factions of the Council of Waterdeep are the Emerald Enclave. Their primary ambassador is Dalon Winterhound, who y'all met before. He's the guy who had like the wolf companion that y'all met when y'all went to the High Forest. Or those of y'all who went that route, anyways. Then there's the Harpers, whose primary representative is Remalia Haventree, who Lady Silmerhelve goes and stands next to. She's also a noble of Waterdeep, she tells you, so she actually kind of sits both in the Lord's Alliance as well as a representative of the Harpers. Lady Silmerhelve is also a noble of Waterdeep. So you can see that there's kind of like some mix over of the two. But when it comes to the actual Lord's Alliance itself, the current leader of the Lord's Alliance is this guy right here. His name is Lord Daggle Neverember. It's told that he's essentially like a very serious, very stern person, very pragmatic and very cautious.
Can you say his name again?
Yeah, Lord Daggle Neverember. It's this guy. So he's one of the open lords of Waterdeep, which essentially like there's the open lords, which are like the administrative highest level ranking people of the city, and then there's the masked lords, who are essentially other powerful mages who don't reveal their identity, who also play a part in the council. Then also in there is Marshal Older Ravengard, who if y'all have played Baldur's Gate 3, you know, like Will Ravengard. Um, Super old family from Baldur's Gate, head of essentially the military and guard faction in Baldur's Gate. There's Melindrock, who those of y'all who went to the High Forest met before. He's the king of the High Forest. He's kind of between the Emerald Enclave as well as the Lord's Alliance. Um, there's an ambassador from another from Neverwinter. There's another person who's like a mage person who ties up. The council is massive. I think there's like 8 people. But the main ones to think about, at least for now, is Lord Neverember, Melindrock, and Marshal Ravengard are like probably the key ones for right now. And then finally, there's Unthar Froom, who is the representative from the Order of the Gauntlet that y'all had met before. Again, this is a religious order, essentially, that is what I'm looking for. Uh, has the ideals of like responsibility, fighting for the greater good, protecting the common folk, crushing evil, all those kind of things that you would think of with like a stereotypical paladin cleric sort of people. So that's like the 4 major factions. Again, you'll be introduced to others. The Giants are already one of them. The Zhentarim are another. I will say like the Zhentarim don't have an active seat at the table. But Lady Silmerhelve kind of tells you that like the Zhentarim are in contact with the Harpers to express like their interests and things like that, so that they kind of have like an invisible seat at the table. Any question about all those folks?
Nope.
I know that was a lot to get in, and there's still more that I have to add. So like, it's a ton. As we go through time, like these names will become more familiar,
Which
especially as y'all build individual relationships with different folks. But that's kind of an overview of the factions as they stand.
which faction do we have the highest rep with right now?
The Harpers by
Harpers.
far.
The lowest?
The Lord's Alliance, which is the one that Daggle Neverember's the leader of.
Is it in the negative or is it just
It's
neutral?
negative.
Very negative. Yeah, if you look in the journal, there's a little note below each of the faction that tells you a little bit about the faction and your current relationship score with them. It's like if we open the Lord's Alliance, I can show that to players. It's got like their sigil, relationship -70, and then a brief summary about what they are.
Roast and beef.
Cool. At this point, the council begins. Outside, you can still hear sort of the sounds of the city as it closes. But as the doors close, you can sense that there's like a seriousness to this room that y'all probably haven't been part of. Y'all have been in like near death encounters, but you can tell these are some of the most powerful people in the Sword Coast, all gathered for a single purpose. Upon which Lady Ramalia Haventree turns to the rest of the group and says, yes, we the Harpers have summoned these 5 adventurers here. We've told you the stories of their deeds and their exploits. Y'all should be familiar with them. They introduce each of you all one by one. I'll actually, how about this? I'll give you all a chance to sort of introduce how you think of your characters and how you would represent yourself to the council. He says, if each of you could introduce yourselves to the members of this council, please do. Who wants to go first?
I'll just knock mine out of the way. Call me Thessera. I'm part of the Emerald Enclave as well. Just here, do
What
whatever
up?
you need. Yeah.
I'll go next. Do a little step forward and do a little bit of a bow. My name is Valerica. I am part of the representation for the Zhentarim.
Saying that out loud, several of the members sort of look back and forth and say, You can see, well, they don't say it aloud, but you see several are perturbed by the Zentarim's involvement.
Oh yeah.
Others seem reassured, I'll say. It's a mixed bag.
Hmm.
All right,
Who's
Squab.
next?
Yo, what up? Squeeb, sometimes Squab. I'm the cook, and I'm good with the two-handed sword if you need one. Although, the next guy may be better with his two-handed sword.
Speaking of, Kill Cash.
Yo, Cash. I like killing things. I love ale.
I like killing things. I like cash.
Finally, Ray.
Razelia or Ray for short. Spellcaster, here to help and support everyone from afar with all my different stuff. Yeah.
Awesome. Lady Romalia sort of looks at the rest of them, and you can tell that those that haven't met you yet seem thoroughly unimpressed by your
Yeah.
descriptions. She looks to them and reassures them. She says something along the lines of, "Oh, our heroes here are quite humble. Have no doubt that their combat capabilities and their ability to their activities following the cult and thwarting them at every turn have not gone unfounded. These are truly some of our greatest warriors in this fight."
It's-
Lord Neverember sort of turns to her and goes, "Look, I know your husband was just assassinated, and you're desperate for any help you can get. But truly, is this the best we can find?"
Excuse me there, bitch boy.
Oh.
He turns to you and glances at you with a sense of power, not physical power, but reassuredness in his political might. Give me a, let's call it intelligence saving throw.
Everybody?
Just Kill Cash.
Oh god.
Well,
He's
12.
unintelligent.
You get the sense that um, you rolled high enough to sort of recognize he could have this entire building swarming with guards and other high level adventurers in a moment's notice. These are incredibly powerful people. It's people you want on your side. So she sort of recoils at the accusation that this is just because her husband was assassinated recently. And she says, "This isn't about that. This is about us all coming together as a council and determining on our next steps. I have used our resources and our opportunity to locate a wyrmspeaker, which I think is our logical next step."
We have taken down a wyrmspeaker before.
She smiles and nods at that, seeing that you're kind of essentially leading her into it, into her point, and she says, "Yes, we've gotten information on Varam, the White Wyrmspeaker.
Yes.
She seems to have some activities in the far north, in the forests of the far north. We would like you." Then Lord Neverember cuts her off and says, "But yes, what of the horn? What of the horn? What of the ritual?" At this point, Lady Silmerhelve speaks up, and at this point she points over to the center of the room, and you see this large stone figure. This seems to be of a giant actively fighting a dragon with one hand around its throat, with the claws of the dragon sort of ripping along the back of the giant. Incredibly ornate piece. And she says, "Ah, yes, well, as you can see here, our artifact remains untouched. It seems the Drake horn signaling the coming of of the ritual hasn't proceeded too far at this point. I believe we should be able to proceed and find this wyrmspeaker if we like. At this point, rather than just me talking between a bunch of NPCs, I'll sort of give you all the gist. They have a conversation back and forth, and essentially the two options that are going to be in front of y'all is to follow the information that you were given by the Harpers to go and find this white wyrmspeaker, or to learn more about the ritual and this drake horn. And I'll say, like, as y'all are talking through this meeting, you learn a little bit more about the drake horn. Essentially, she says that there's this magic artifact that they found. We don't know where it is. Apparently, according to Blagothkus, it signals the oncoming ritual to summon Tiamat. And you see, as the sun goes down, the sounds of the city sort of recede, and there seems to be just a weird, eerie silence that like pervades the city and the room that you're in. And then all of a sudden, do you know what like when your phone vibrates on a table, the sound it kind of makes? It's just like a the artifact in the middle of the table begins to just subtly vibrate and shake. And then it stops, and the eerie silence ends, and you hear the sounds of the city again, and the torchlights around you begin to sort of make sound again. Everybody in the room seems unsettled by this, and she goes, and that is the drake horn. Signals the oncoming of Tiamat. Apparently, according to Blagothkus, over time, as that becomes more and more prevalent, we'll actually begin to be able to hear the drake horn itself sound. And when the ritual is complete, this artifact here will crack and sunder. But, seeing as there's no cracks yet, it seems we still have time.
No crack.
So essentially you've got one of two options. One is to fight the cult directly and go follow this information about the white wyrmspeaker. Or two is to follow the leads that Blagothkus has given, which the council not the council, the council, the Lord's Alliance seems more interested in, to essentially try and figure out as much as they can about this drake horn and the ritual to summon Tiamat, so that you can kind of try and dampen their efforts there.
Will it also dampen their efforts taking out a wyrmspeaker?
For sure. I'll say essentially, so those are the two options y'all have. Y'all can discuss amongst yourself what your thoughts are, and if y'all want to get a gauge on how the different factions are feeling about each of the options, just ask me and I can give you additional detail.
How's the Zentarum feeling about this one?
The Zentarum have told you about this, essentially, that so I'll say, like, the Zentarum's role, everybody has kind of their own different roles in this. The Zentarum's role is to try and prevent the sending of hoards, so that's gold, magic items, treasure, to essentially the ritual to where they're summoning Tiamat. So they're more interested in the ritual.
Okay.
Because that's kind of their role. And like, if y'all do a good job of like encumbering the ritual, then that will look good on them.
I'll have to go with the ritual side.
What's the Emerald Enclave thing?
The Emerald Enclave wants to go well, essentially, they express concern that apparently this white wyrmspeaker is wreaking havoc. Let me make sure I've got the right place. Pull up the map. They are concerned that the white wyrmspeaker is currently wreaking havoc up in the Glimmerwood in the far north. And for that reason, they're more concerned with the wyrmspeaker, I would say, but they also express interest in the, like, ultimately, it doesn't matter if the wyrmspeakers live. Like, it's the ritual itself that, if completed, will bring about, like, an utter imbalance in nature.
But this worm speaker, like, they're the one that killed this person's husband.
Yes, the Harpers, if you're good looking for like their thoughts, the leader of the Harper is personally invested in this. Like she wants this person dead. She's poured all of the Harper's resources into finding the worm speakers, and this is the only one that they have knowledge of at this point, beyond
Knowledge.
Resmir, who y'all already killed. Reminder, there are 5 worm speakers and one's gone now. So like she is both personally invested and also as the leader of the Harpers, she has spent all of her resources to go after this worm speaker. And if that worm speaker were to get away, the Harpers would lose a ton of standing, essentially having wasted all those resources. It's like their face is riding on this.
How many days out is it to the worm speaker? Like, they know the location.
Both are very far to the north.
How long ago did the worm speaker, or not the worm speaker, the person get assassinated?
It was about, so y'all have been gone for 8 months. It was about 2 months ago. This person wasn't assassinated by the worm speaker, like her husband. They were just assassinated by members of the cult. And essentially, in their research of the cult, they know about the worm speakers now, and through y'all's reporting, actually, in large part due to y'all's reporting, because y'all have found like notes and letters from the leader of the cult of Tiamat as well. So they know about the worm speakers, and that's where they've sort of spent their resources trying to, cut the head of the snake off, if you will, head of the dragon off.
Do they have any other leads that didn't come from us?
No, nobody seems to have any other leads about worm speakers.
And the
But
Harpers
if
suck.
2 of y'all want to give me an insight check when y'all ask about additional worm speakers.
Insight.
Yeah, only 2 of y'all though, so y'all decide before you roll who wants to do it. I'll say Trip 1 because you asked the question, and then whoever wants to do the other one, y'all can debate amongst yourselves.
Okay.
Let me do this one. Okay, well, there. Sorry, guys.
Nice.
You suck. Insight.
Damn.
13.
Okay. You can tell from some of the other members around the table that, like, they don't seem particularly perturbed by the fact that they don't have more information. If you had to guess, most of them have been trying to find information themselves, and it seems like the rest of them have come up empty-handed. So the fact that they've found one location is sort of impressive. The only person that seems a bit perturbed is Melendrock, who, as a reminder, is sort of the leader of the High Forest and a representative of both the Emerald Enclave and the Lord's Alliance.
So this is like one of the scenarios you mentioned, like we go to one and then go to the other after, but something could have changed.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, like neither good nor bad, like the situation will just change. So it sounds like this worm speaker is causing chaos in the Glimmerwood. If y'all were to go seek information about the Drakehorn and the ritual, then like that chaos would continue and like whatever that looks like for a little bit. On the other hand, if y'all were to go after the worm speaker first, like the ritual might proceed further, or it might get an extra step that it wouldn't have otherwise without y'all going. The contents will still be roughly the same, but like the scenario when you arrive will be different depending on which one you do first. Think of it, especially this early into the like part 2 of the campaign, like y'all have kind of a head start at this point. It's like, how are you going to leverage that early information? Later in the campaign, it'll get a little bit, the stakes will get higher, but right now it's like y'all are ahead of the cult. Which part do you want to dampen first?
Well, since the Emerald Enclave is kind of like on both sides, I'm more leaning towards getting the wyrmspeaker since we know the location. And it could change at any point, so that's what I'm leaning towards, and then going to the ritual directly after.
Good to me.
Cash agreed. The Sarah will remember that.
+1 rep with me.
Minus 50 from all the others.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Not that I can think of right now. But rest assured.
Cassie, any argument you want to make for the other one, or are you good going with the group?
I'll go with majority. Whatever majority wants to do. I just
I'll
know
argue with
Zentarm.
This. Come on.
Zentarm would like to do the ritual first.
Okay. Sab, any thoughts?
Yeah, I could
Think,
swing either way.
Okay. And I will say, so like, just because y'all go, like, somebody has initial preferences over which one you go for, doesn't mean that, like, depending on how you perform there and perform at the other ones, that, like, you can't shift their opinion or make them appreciate the choice you made. It all just depends on, like, how things end up occurring. So, like, the fact that you chose this route over the other one isn't going to immediately negatively impact anybody's opinions, at least this early on. Again, because y'all are kind of ahead of the curve here. It's more like the results that will drive any changes in opinion. Because y'all could go here and then, you know, miss capturing the wyrmspeaker or something like that, and then all of a sudden their lead goes to nothing, and even though y'all decided to go there, the Harpers end up looking like idiots regardless.
No.
Cool. Any other questions? If not, that means we're going to go after the white wyrmspeaker first. And I will essentially lead us down that path.
Sounds good.
Sound good? Okay. Well, then, if everybody is free next weekend, I know it's Memorial Day weekend for those of us in the US. Is everybody going to be free next week?
Yeah,
I should
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, I especially should be. I'm done with work after next weekend.
Oh, perfect. Okay. In that case, we will start chasing down the white wyrmspeaker next weekend.
Yes.
Also,
The white one.
We love one.
Sony, I don't know if you saw me describe the magic item for I think it's the black wyrmspeaker mask.
I did read about
I don't
it.
know what the white wyrmspeaker one does, but it could potentially be very good.
It's pretty similar to it. It's just I think a resistance is the only difference, depending on the color of the mask.
No, it actually changes.
Oh, it
pretty
does?
significantly, I think.
Oh, okay. Maybe I read it wrong.
Pathetic.
I can't
So
read.
each of them have a unique benefit. So like the black dragon mask. Well, so they've got a couple things that are the same. But then the black dragon mask, for example, lets you breathe underwater. The white dragon mask, while your current hit points are equal to or less than half your hit point max, you deal an extra 1d8 cold damage with your melee attacks.
I'm getting that mask.
So that would also count for your wild shape melee attacks.
I'll rip it off their dead body.
And then since it's cold damage, no, I don't think it'd work. Because I think your staff just deals extra cold damage for cold spells, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's just, yeah.
Okay.
The
so it wouldn't work for
D4
that.
damage, I think. That's what that's from.
But it would add cold damage to
D4 of ball
your wild
damage.
shape attacks, which could be pretty cool.
This
And
is
it would
all
give you
for
immunity to cold damage.
this is all
instead
for
of just
her husband
resistance.
though. That's
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
sure.
She's very grateful for y'all's assistance in this. Um, they essentially tell you like, I'll take y'all to the map here again. This will be the last thing. So the Glimmerwood, like I said, is up here. So that's the direction y'all are going to be heading.
Yeah.
One of the members of the Alliance, actually, I think it's, yeah, Ambassador Conrad Braun Anvil is a representative of the dwarves from Mithril Hall and agrees to essentially take y'all that far, upon which y'all can go to the Glimmerwood. Actually, you know what I'm going to say? Because y'all teleported here, y'all are getting to the level where teleporting is actually more acceptable. Y'all are actually going to teleport to the Mithril Hall. And then you'll have to travel through the Glimmerwood from there.
Sweet.
But then essentially after that, your instructions are to meet with Blagothkus. He's the one that should have more information about the Drake Horn. And then Lady Silmerhelve will be meeting with him as well, and they're going to combine information. All they know is that it's in the far north. That's kind of where Blagothkus has gone to, like, the spine of the world. They think it's somewhere, like, this far north. So thankfully, y'all shouldn't have to travel too far from the Glimmerwood once y'all are there. But it also depends on the information they get. Because if it's in, like, Icewind Dale, that's obviously a lot further than if it was just, like, up here in the spine of the world somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
But essentially, instructions are to just contact them once y'all are done in the Glimmerwood.
Okay.
No need to return to Waterdeep. Unless summoned. At which point they would do something similar with the teleport scroll, so it wouldn't be too inconvenient. Welcome to high-level D&D. Y'all can start teleporting around all over the place.
Damn.
Hooray.
Level 8's so cool.
Now I can teleport to the bar whenever I want.
Probably not, but...
Nah, just put the bar in a pocket dimension.
Yeah,
Have
exactly.
the bar come to you.
That's more like level 15 is where we're getting into that pocket dimension stuff. But like,
Or I'd be good
clearly,
at
like
that.
the powerful people of the Sword Coast are throwing a ton of resources into this, and y'all are seen as kind of like the edge of the spear on this. They have tons of forces as well behind them, but y'all are kind of their mercenaries out on the front lines, trying
We're
to
the
damage
sacrificial
cult as much as they
lambs.
can. Also true. Like, you're not their resources. So like, if something were to happen to y'all, none of them are weakened for it, which is another
Yeah.
benefit for like political power. Cool. Any questions?
Seems good
Awesome.
enough for me.
Next week we will start in the Mithril Hall and make our way for the Glimmerwood.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
You want to talk after we're done here? Do you want to talk about the stuff?
I need to get lunch.
Just DM me whenever you're done. Then
Yeah. Essentially, my plan is to
Offer
DM
me
you just to make sure we're good with the stuff, and then I can send you kind of what I'm thinking, and then we can go from there.
Okay. Also, when you're doing all that, I need the stats on my mechanical dragon.
Yes, I owe you that as well.
Okay. That's all.
Cool. All right. Thank you, everybody. Happy
you.
Sunday. Talk to y'all later.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.